Hey there, welcome back. We're going to play some more. And I believe I got my audio issues fixed. I am no longer using the microphone. I'm using the actual camera here as my microphone. So the video and the audio should be more in sync. And maybe, as somebody pointed out, I won't sound like I'm in outer space. So please let me know if you could see any more of the stuttering or audio issues. I'm trying not to create those problems for you, but I'm really trying not to use this microphone. It really does, it restricts my movement at the table here. Now I have free total movement. Okay, so we are at Keepwick Town, which is this. I took the time before I hit record to get all this out for you. So it says you're near the center of the small township of Keepwick. Cottages and houses surround a large fountain. To the south, you see a splendid manor house. Now, just bear in mind the Keepwick outskirts, we skipped that. So we're going to have to maybe come back to that as well. But while we're here, we're going to just do this. And then the other thing is there's a point of interest here, which is the Keepwick town. And the first time we draw this card was to add job 3 to the deck. Now that I didn't do. So let me go get job 3 here. Job 3 is egg collection, which is done in the Northern Plains. And I know I don't have the map in front of you, but the Northern Plains is along the way back to Fellshorn Village. So we're going to take that job. We're going to put this one back because I got to be in Fellshorn Village anyways to start that job. So we might as well do a job that's on the way back to Fellshorn, right? Why not? Okay, so that's done. We got the job in, and then we can flip this over for the job actions. And so once again, we got more shenanigans going on. And here you can see there's a, we just did the select a job from the job deck. For the supplies, we can fill everything for 1, we can rest for 1, so the prices haven't changed. And then if an orc is in the party, we would draw a key. That's not the case for us. We can sell our items, which I'm going to do right now. Then we can purchase items that we previously sold, and then there's 2 items we can draw, and they're $3 each. Now, those are drawn from this, and there's quite a few items in here. So there's 6 of them, and I'm just gonna lay them out like this. It's really hard to randomly draw these. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have to do some kind of dice thing. And since there's 6 of them, we'll just go up to 18, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. And I'll re-roll in a 19 or 20. So I got a 14, so 6, 12, 13, 14. This is the first item. It's a worn knapsack. And then I just rolled, and we're down to 5 now. I just rolled a 6, which means the wooden club is another item. Too bad I don't get to pick, because I would have picked the armor, this armor, this armor. All these armors would have been nice. This I don't care for. Those 3 armors would have been nice. Okay, so I don't need the club. It's a strength item. I guess you could replace the staff. I mean, it just changes the pattern a little bit. But I don't know if I need one pattern over another. Like it doesn't, so the reason I would want this over that is if the numbers were better. And the numbers aren't better. The only thing that changes is the pattern. I'm totally happy with the staff he has. So this is really just one of those things that's going to stick with that card forever. Just like that sticks with that card forever. But this worn knapsack though, we have a knapsack with our hunter. It's called the old knapsack, and it replenishes 1 energy. This one does 2. I think that's worth it. So I'm going to spend $3 to buy this one, and then sell the old one. Now the old one, because it's an A, that goes into a generic pool. That's going to sell for $1. And then I got some other items to sell. I have my old knife here. That's going to sell for $1. So that's 2. Just need to find my box to put it in. And let's see, I'm selling this old trap for 3. So it's paid for itself through just selling my items. And then I have an old practice ledger and the practice pants. I'm going to sell both of those and both of these. So this armor here is for 1. This one is 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to make $4, which that pays for all of our resting and stuff from the last time. Okay, so we got 4. And bear with me, I gotta put all this away now. So I'm putting everything back in their boxes if they have the symbol on them, like this. That goes in the yellow box. And then these items with an A, I can't put them back in the wooden chest yet, so I'm just putting them in a pile here when we don't need them anymore. And in fact, I know I'm not going to buy these, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to throw those in there. And then the wooden chest has whatever's left. And you can see we got the wooden chest for everything else. And then, of course, you know, what would be interesting is if we chose the Valor guy, right? Looking at, like, what would he have? I'm curious. So armor, shield, a spear, and a sword. Yeah, that's fair enough. I would expect that to be the type of things that he would use. And, oh, I threw the staff in. It's the club I need to throw away, not the staff. And then for the bard, boots, crossbow, armor, mandolin. Yeah, very straightforward items. There's nothing. I mean, you know, the mage has the ledger and stuff like that. There's a little bit of uniqueness there, but okay. So we got the town actions down, and so this is just another card that's going to be added to our large growing list of locations here. I know I've said it before. It is annoying to have to manage all this, but it is what it is. And then we come to this. And of course, I don't have any of this stuff. So it looks like we need NPC 29, Med 11, Small 10. So let me get to work. Let's start with NPC 29. Okay, so it's Elda the Crier. Hello, greetings. The wedding banquet is about to begin. Please join us. I'll do this, and then that. Sure, why not? The Lord Gona has come from the city of Eastgate to marry the sole daughter, an heir. She's an odd one, keeps to herself mostly. Some say the pressure of the Wiss estate rests heavy on her shoulders. I don't know much about him, but he must be brave. He traveled all the way from Eastgate, especially with the threat of the Kiro. The huge flying monster has been circling the grasslands. They say its muscles are like daggers. Yeah, we found him. Or maybe it was the other way around. Either way, I'd be careful around the grasslands, exile. So that's a little late for us to get that advice, but I will take the RP point, though. And I have the mage and the... I'm going to give it to the hunter first. We still need to give it to the mage. But this is a worthless NPC. I don't think there's any of the keywords here that we were looking for. So I'm just going to put it back. Definitely not one I think we need to keep out at the moment. And then that'll be famous last words, right? Okay, small 10. I had the wrong map set. Here's medium 11. Let me get out small 10. Here's small 10. Let's do small 10 first. And just so you know, I mean, it's going to go here. You enter what appears to be a guest house for the large manor to the south. It's simply furnished, slightly run down. So now we got another NPC. I mean, it is cool. Don't get me wrong. This, I think, would go like that. It doesn't look right. See, SML 10. Oh, right here. Big 3. Those connect like that. There we go. There we go. I mean, he does do a cool job of getting all that to link up. NPC. Now, wouldn't it be cool, though, if you had a book, and this was a page in a book, and this was like an advent calendar? I used to have those when I was a kid. You know, you would like, you know, you're learning about the different animals in the zoo, and they would show like an empty zoo, whatever, and they would say, what animal do you think lives here? And then you'd lift it up and it'd be a monkey. Anyways. Yep. It all goes back to childhood, folks. All right, here we go. So we got Zashu the Bard. They're ready for me so soon. I'll be just a minute, just to stretch out before the big show. So I'll do big show, wedding, and then ready. Well, I call it a big show, but it's just me doing my little routine, nothing compared to what I get up to. So flavor, more flavor. I didn't know you don't look like it. You're from the wedding party, exiles. Genuinely sorry for you lot. You must be difficult having to left your homes to do odd jobs for all the locals. Best of luck to you. Okay, so we do get an RP point, which that I appreciate. I'm going to give that to the mage. We are full up. We don't need any more RP points. And I don't think there's anything about this NPC that I need to keep either. This is adding to what I don't like about the game, you know, because I keep talking about that subject, I know, but I mean, it's flavorful, but I just, you know, I pulled it out, now I'm putting it away. All right, then we got the banquet hall, which I'm assuming is the wedding. So let's go ahead and get to that. And so we have an event, an NPC 31. I don't see anything else. I don't think there's an order of things, so I'm going to do NPC 31 first. Welcome to my feast. So good to have you at my wedding. Please have a seat. I'm waiting for the bride. So we'll ask in that order. It's finest fresh food, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't it look, smell, and grand, blah, blah, blah. The lady wisp, we've been communicating so long through letters, even though we've never met in person. Letters, I hardly think it's appropriate for you to ask. All right, it was funny. So he's never met her and she's not here. Something tells me we're going to get a quest. All right, so I'm going to put that guy away too. Although I have a feeling I might be getting that one back out. Event 24. Find a seat at the table, just the music begins to play. Oh, there it is, the bride enters. Sounds of merriment fill the hall, mugs of ale clash, meat is piled high. Marinated tomatoes are plentiful. I guess we'll do it in that order. Reach for the ale. The bride snatches it and drains the whole thing in one gulp. Fair enough. As you eat, the bride sitting across from you takes twice as much as you. Unhinged smile. The tomatoes are bursting with delicious juice, outpacing you, eating at a terrible speed. You're about to say something to the bride when the groom's mother stands and calls for silence, and all the guests are quiet, but the bride continues to eat at an incredible rate. Okay, this is really bizarre, but I'm interested. And then it says draw event 25 and then banish this card. So we will do that. Banish the card, go to event 25. The bride's appetite only seems to be growing. Food starts disappearing far too quickly. She only seems to be moving faster. Flesh begins to turn a bright shade of orange as she swells in size. Lord Goon the groom stands slack-jawed at a loss for words. Looking in horror, you can't decide whether to try and stop her or stay out of it and watch. That's a great question. I mean, we're not even invited to this wedding. To try to stop her seems like we're really overstepping our bounds. I mean, it's not like the bride is saying, help me, although I'm sure the husband is. I want to do the noble thing and maybe stop her, but I'm thinking, she's the one eating. I mean, unless she's in some kind of weird spell. We're going to watch. I don't know if it's the right choice, folks. I'm so torn on this one. Oh my gosh. All right, I am going to read what happens if we try to stop her. So she could rip her arm away. And out the door could happen into a horrid orange blob. At the start of combat, +3. Okay, so because we didn't stop her, we're actually going to deal with a combat and suffer. That's my fault. Fair enough. They get 3 threat. 1, 2, 3. The bride bursts into a horrid orange blob. For a heartbeat, all is quiet and still. Then everyone begins screaming as the blob circles out the door, slurping everything in its path. Big 3 goes to B and place party on it, then trounce this card. All right, so I'm assuming that the big 3 might not always be B. I don't know. And that's where the groom might actually change to a B as well, even though we talked to him once already. Okay, let's see if we can find big 3B. Oh, I found it. There's not a lot of B's, by the way, for the big maps. I don't know if this is, I'm assuming this is, I don't know if it's active or inactive. I mean, if we move to B, I would say he's inactive, but I'll just set it aside for now. As you leave the banquet hall, you can see a trail of slime-covered destruction just beyond the courtyard, absorbing anything it can touch. So small 10 gets indexed, medium 11 gets indexed. Fair enough. Place party on X. I have a feeling this is only temporary. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're on X. That sounds about right. I want this person to be in the back. And then it says foe 32. So this is going to be interesting. I gave it 3 threat already. I wasn't expecting a combat, but I guess we're in town, so we can rest quickly. All right, here we go. So it's a Lurd. That's funny. I do like the artwork. So it's a figure 32. It's a level 3, so it should be doable. And if you want to look at there's a lot of armor. And a lot of the soft spots or weak spots or whatever you want to call them. So far they haven't been very weak. If they heal them and do all these other weird things. And then, yes, so. Okay, while I was on the phone, I grabbed the miniature. Pretty cool looking blobby thing. I don't know why it looked like a human. There's aspects of this game from a, what's the word I'm looking for? from a story perspective where things just don't make sense. Like, why does a woman eat and turn into a blob? You know, why are we exiles? Why am I trying to not be in exile? The lore, that's the word I'm looking for, is a little on the weak side. And so what is this lured? And, you know, we'll figure it out. Excuse me, it's not that important. But I also read the FAQ. So this absorb keyword is everybody checks a wisdom 16 and then they roll a black and a blue, then any armor that gets hit gets placed on the card. And then this one over here is they will damage you X, where X is the number of armor that it has. So the more armor it sucks up, the more damage it's going to do. So this is one of those things where it's going to do more and more damage as time goes on. And you can see that absorb is done all 3 times, and then ooze is done in these 2 times. And of course, it already has 3, so it's going to absorb an ooze right off the bat with a +1 on the ooze. And then anytime you hit the soft spot, it's going to get +1 threat. But the good news is we can go hog wild and not worry about, you know, the order that we do things. So that's it. And then, of course, the advantage we have is it's just one guy. And we know that the cards aren't always going to say boss on them. Although, with him starting this battle with 3, or she, starting this battle with 3 threat, there's a very high likelihood she's going to get a power cube. Because these cards may, you know, we may draw certain ones that add more threat before we actually let her take a turn. Okay, so with all that said, who's going to start? How are we going to do this? This thing still is a very melee-oriented character. So for that reason, we're going to start with the rogue. Because laying the traps, all that stuff, it's just free hits. So let's do it. So we're going to draw, and it's a mob or 2. And so the threat, which I will bring closer so you can see it on the camera, is already up to 5. Okay, so we're going to do our usual thing. We will sneak. And when I do the sneak, I get to move 3. So I will move 1, 2, like so. Well, actually, I probably don't want to be next to it. Ooh, how do I want to do this? The thing is I want to backstab this thing and just start murder, death, killing it. Sure, I'm going to go 1, 2. That's all part of the minor action. And then for the first major action, we will drop our traps. And I will put one, remember I could do 2 spaces away. So I will put 1 there and 1 there, like so. And then, yeah, I am going to backstab. I could pickpocket, but this is a boss. So let's backstab. Remember, I get to add 20 to that. So that's a 34. And so I hit 3 times, and all 3 of them are armor piercing. And I'm looking at the situation, and the backstab is straight down this way. So we're going to go bing and bing. 1, 2, 3. Now, the unfortunate part about that is it's going to go here to the limit break, and it's going to get a power. And I never figured out what the power cube looks like, but these are pretty cool. These are from the tutorial. We'll use that as a power cube. What do you think? So I'll put that on him to show he has a power cube. And I believe they act immediately. So that's the bad part, is it's activating now. And let me look at the rule book and just make sure. +1 power token. All foes activate as if the all foes threat card was drawn. So yes. Okay, I actually dug deep into the rule book. It says to use these orange crystals as power tokens. So I think we were doing that anyways. Okay, so what is he going to do? Well, he's going to spend 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to absorb an ooze, +1. Now, the X is equal to 1 when there's no armor on the card. That's per the FAQ on the back. Also, he gets a +1 from this. The absorb happens first, which means the X might change. And he's going to move 8 spaces, and he's going to hit the person that's furthest away. So he does not want to hit the rogue. Now, the rogue is no longer invisible, right? I made myself visible. And so, and I needed to think about my traps better. In fact, I'm going to retcon a little bit because I needed to think about this better. I want to put them both this way because what this thing is going to do is it's going to move. See, there's a black line here, so it can't move that way. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. That's a wall. So he can't go through the wall. So he has to go through the bushes here. So that's why I'm moving it. It was just an oversight on my part. So first thing it's going to do is it's going to move 1 space this way, just 1, and both of these are going to fire. Then it's going to go, because of these double bars, 2, 3, and then double bars again, 4, 5. It has 8 movement points. So it could hit these 2, but they're not the furthest away. So then we can shrink it down so it's here. 6, 7, 8. So it is going to get here to be able to hit this guy, and that guy. So it'll hit 3 of them. But before we do that, 2 traps fire, and those are the charisma ones. And we get a +4 to the charisma. And the trap goes from the bottom, and then the first hit is left, and then the second hit is right. And diagonal left, diagonal right. Okay, so here we go. So first roll is a 12 + 4 is 16. And I would need a 20. 16 is not quite there. So it's going to go up from the bottom and then diagonal to the left. So we can, for example, hit this armor and then diagonal to the left there, like that. And then the next trap is a 7 + 4 is 11. And I'm going to use my RP cube to make sure we hit again, although I may not be able to go up and left. Let me think about this. Is there an up and left scenario? Yes. So I'm going to go up here and hit this one, and then the diagonal left goes all the way to there and hits that one. So we just did 2 more damage with the traps. All right, now it's going to roll. And the absorb is a wisdom 16 check. There's no dice roll. It's just that we have to all pass a wisdom 16. So this is getting to where, you know, it might be nice to have all those other skills have some bonus to them. So I'm going to start with the rogue. The rogue die is already here. The rogue actually has a wisdom of 1. So we're going to go ahead and roll. And I got a 13. And that wisdom of 1 is 14. And I just did the, I should have saved, I really should have saved my RP token for this roll. All right, so I failed. So the rogue is going to get hit. And we would roll these 2 to determine the armor. So it's a bottom left, and so that's the hand on the right and the bottom left. The rogue does have hand on the right. So this gets absorbed and is now a part of, I'm just going to put it here on the house. Those are his armor tokens. All right, so that was crappy. Okay, next we're going to do the mage. Now the wisdom on the mage is a +3. So that's a 17, which passes. So the mage doesn't lose any armor. The mage really doesn't have any armor. So what's interesting, well, no, he is going to go after the cleric. Now the cleric has a wisdom of 3 as well. And that's a 12 plus 3 is 15. And he needs a 16 to pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to use his, he has a focus. So he needs to roll and just get a 2 to a 13 to add plus 1. I got an 8. And that roll uses wisdom, so that became an 11. So it just adds plus 1. That's all he needed, because he got to 17. So he passed and didn't lose any armor. And he has all the armor, so that's the juicy target that we don't want him absorbing. So now this is going to do where X is 1. I know it sounds silly. So when there's no armor, you're supposed to treat X as 1, but there's 1 armor, and X is still 1. Okay? It's just that X is not 0 per the FAQ. So this is 1, and that's going to be 2 damage. And you can see he's going to hit everybody that he just tried to absorb from. And it's using the gray die. So this is just a normal type of attack. It's just an attack that uses that particular armor to boost it. And so, so this is going to be 1 damage. The card itself is 2 damage, and then the power token makes it 3. So 3 damage to where it counts the most. And so we're going to start with the rogue. The rogue is going to absorb 2 and take 1 damage. Then we go to the mage, which will absorb 2, take 1 damage. And then the cleric will also absorb 2 and take 1 damage. So we survived that, but that wasn't even like their turn. That was all this nonsense because this thing hit the top. Because I wouldn't stop the woman from eating. You try telling a woman she's getting fat and see how that turns out for you. Okay. So the rogue's turn is over. Now we move to the mage. Okay, we got to draw a card because all that action was because he hit the cap. So the boss activates again. This is good news. It's good news from the perspective that he's not going to get another power token. So with the boss activating, he's going to drain 3 more. And that's what we needed. Now, you would think that he would stay here. But he's not, because he wants to go at whoever's the furthest away, which happens to be this one. So he's going to have to like shrink to one size, move 1, 2, 3, and then stop here. And now he's going to hit these 2. Unfortunately, this one has the most armor. So he's attacking the right ones. And he's going to absorb and ooze +1 again. So we got to do this one. Has a wisdom of 0. The 15, and then he's going to spend his token to boost it. So he passes the test. And then we go to the cleric. And he just rolled a 3, which is horrible. I'm not even adjacent to the mage, so I can't use an elixir. Oh, so he failed. All right, so now we got to roll these, and this guy's going to absorb a ton of armor. Where it hurts, and then the feet. So for the cleric, both of these were absorbed. And per the FAQ, those tokens stay on. They don't go away just because it got swallowed. So now this guy has a X of 3, and then this makes it 4, and the power token makes it 5. So this guy's going to do 5 damage now. And it's going to do the right side there. So for the ranger is KO'd already. And then for the cleric, we're going to absorb 1 and take 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. That is ridiculous. Okay, it's the mage's turn. The mage has a healing potion. So for a minor action, it's going to use a healing potion to heal 1 on the ranger. So that way he doesn't have to use his surge or whatever. So we get the ranger back up. That was a minor action, which means he can't move. But I think that's okay, although keeping them all together like this is a problem. These range guys should really separate out so this thing doesn't have a field day. But with that being said, we need to murder, death, kill this thing. And I'm going to lightning bolt, lightning bolt. And remember, it only consumes 1 mana to do 2 lightning bolts because I have my skill that gives me 2, reduces the cost by 2. And then I just flip this glyph over, which spends that. And then that reduces the cost by 1. So lightning bolt's coming this way, and it's going to do 2 damage. So we just need to do 2 damage twice. So I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do 1 damage, and then this goes on. And then I'm going to do 1 damage, 1 damage. And of course, that causes this to go up by 2 again. But that was very necessary. This thing's almost dead. He's got 2 pieces of armor on him. And basically, we got to do 4 more hits to him or pierce the armor one way or the other. And unfortunately, our turn is over now. So now it's going to be the cleric's turn. I'm done with him activating. So okay, he gets a 2. So he doesn't activate, but it's getting precarious. The cleric needs to finish this guy off. And the pummel was not going to work because we're just going to do 1 damage with pummel. This only does 1 damage too. I'm trying to think first thing we can do is we're going to do the stratagem skill. Oh, and then this skill, we were at the outskirts of Keepwick. We could pay $5. So I'm going to pay $5. Actually, I'm going to pay 5 ones. So we're going to master that skill. And this is important because this is his bestiary skill. Give me a second. I'm just trying to get the token in over here. Then I got to grab $5. So we're going to pay $5. And then, so now I have 2 tokens on here that refresh every night. I can pay this to subtract 2 and add 2. And those are an action though. That's the only thing that sucks about that, is it's using your action to do that. But right now we're doing the stratagem one. The stratagem is going to give us 1 combo point. And then an exile within 3 will heal 1. I'm going to choose the ranger. Although I really should choose myself. And really we just need to kill this thing. I need the ranger to stay alive. So my question is am I going to heal twice or am I going to attack this thing twice? And here's my thoughts. Even if you get KO'd, I don't know if you remember, but the game rules has this thing called a surge. So even if this guy's KO'd, on his turn, he can surge back up, pew pew, and then if he's not healed by the end of his turn, then he's KO'd for the rest of the round, rest of the combat, which is bad. But the point is even if this guy KOs everybody, I can go through every turn one more time and pew pew this thing, and I only need to hit it 4 times. So I'm quite confident we're going to kill this thing. It's just that how painful is it going to be to get there? So this guy can try to heal twice for his actions. This stratagem thing was free. That's not even an action. So I got a minor action and 2. So for a minor action, I can at least heal once because I'm already next to this guy. So I have my old kit, which will heal 1, 2, or 4. And I also have a potion that can heal as well. And by the way, that potion gave the ranger a stamina back. He was short 1 stamina. So I'm going to do an old kit, which is a minor action. And we're going to roll. So if I get a 2 to 11, I heal 1. 12 to 16, I heal 2, and a 20 or more, I heal 4, and he's going to heal himself. So he rolled a 9. The wisdom is 3, which makes it 12. And 12 gives him 2 health. So he's now up to 4 health. That's pretty good for him. And then we're going to attack. I'm not going to dink around here. So we have our carved staff. It's got the goofy down thing. And there's no armor piercing or anything like that. We're just going to have to make it work. So I rolled a 19, almost got a crit. So I'm well over 20. So I go down, over, and then down again. But as you can see, all that is remove an armor. It doesn't do anything else. So now I'm going to go ahead and go again. I got an 8, and I'm just going to remove another armor. All right, so my turn's over. So now it's the ranger's turn, and I know he's going to stay alive because this thing will move around again and attack the other ones if it even activates. So here we go. Oh, we got the resolve. So I could do this. I don't remember. This is banish the card, so it never comes back. This would be actually a nice time to do it, but I am going to hold on to it because we're still okay. So I'm going to discard and draw again. And there you go, 3 more. So that's going to give him another power token. I'm going to put another one of these tokens on. So now it's at +2. And yeah, he's going to do his thing. So boop, 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 boop. It's going to come here. And now we got to check. I'm just going to use this die for everybody. So for the cleric first, I rolled a 4, so I failed. Now for the mage, I rolled an 11. +3 is 14. And I'm going to spend an RP point to pass. So the mage passes, and then the thief rolled an 18 and passes. So the cleric once again fails. And then we roll these. And it's the feet and the chest, which means it steals no additional armor, because both of those have already been taken. Right here, the moldy shoes and the chest. So it's still going to do a boatload of damage. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 damage attack is what this thing is going to do. So it's going to roll the gray die. So it's going to hit in the chest. So this guy is KO'd. The thief gets a wear marker, which only blocks 1, and then the thief is KO'd. And then the mage gets another wear marker. Yeah, all 3 of them are KO'd. So now we got the this guy. So we're going to step 1 space. We'll put mark on him just in case I roll a critical miss. And then we're going to attack this sucker. I can't do fire arrow because I need 2 enemies next to each other, and I can't do ricochet. Although I could have unlocked ricochet. Nope, I couldn't have. So the first roll is only a 3, but that's enough to hit once. So that 1 hit is going to be here, and I'm going to spend the mana. I'm not even going to roll again. I'm going to spend the mana to hit there, and I killed him. But holy cow, look at that. Boop, boop, boop. This guy was quite, or this lady was quite the beast. All right, I'm going to return the armor. I like that battle. That was a little precarious, that particular battle. All right. Okay, so I get event 26. Everybody gets 2 experience points. And that's a special. Retrieve all armor. Yeah, I was like, I hope I don't lose the armor. So 2 experience points. It's going to put me up to 8. Do I even have 2 experience points to grab? So I think I have to grab a bunch of 5s. All right, so I got these. And what I'm going to do is I just put a 5 in and take the 3 out. And all 4 of these. Ooh, sorry for the arm. Okay. So that's done, and then I need event 26. You strike a final blow, and the lure melts into a pile of half-digested rubbish. You begin sorting through the slime, collecting the armor that was absorbed. As you do this, you see something useful in the pile of goo and draw it forth. So we gain 1 item from the chest. Holding your prize aloft, you notice a crowd of onlookers pointing and cheering from the safety of their manor house. DOS T19. So these are those titles. I'm not a big fan of this part of the game. I mean, it's nice flavor. DOS T19. So apparently we now have a new title called Le Boeuf. Le Boeuf. Isn't that from True Grit? He's Le Boeuf. So we can go from the gruff. See, we have Ingot the Gruff is now Ingot the Buff. How about that? And then I just have a pile of these somewhere. Where did I put them? I used to have them here. Then I got smart and I put them somewhere. Now I don't remember where I put them. All right. Oh, that's right. I know it's over here on one of my trays. Okay. Then we get a wooden item. Not a lot left. I remember I was complaining that I wanted the armor, but I'm glad these are here now because I'd rather get them this way for free than pay for them at a shop. So there's 4 of them, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20. 15, 5, 10, 15. So we're going to get this. A rotting shoulder. I'll take it. Who do I give it to, though? On one hand, I should probably give it to the mage, because she has the least amount of hit points. But I'm going to give it to the rogue, because the rogue is like the most frequently with people. Or around enemies. The mage tends to be away. But then again, all the enemies have like infinite movement points. All right, so we did that. The merry music resumes, and you're swept in the crowd as a hero. The guests, loath to let good food and drink go to waste, stay up late into the night feasting. The next day, you wake from someone tapping you lightly on the shoulder. Add travel 45 to the travel deck. I better be getting, oh, I see it. I'm getting one of those swills or whatever they're called, because that was, I just saved a wedding. All right, travel 45 is festive music, which is pretty cool. So I did not read what it said, but I will put it at the bottom of our travel deck. Well, the discard pile of the travel deck. So we'll maybe see it. I think we're going to be, yeah, we're resting. So it's going to be shuffled in right now. So we draw a day card. All exiles replenish. Shuffle deck. And refresh travel tokens. And then there's more going on. Just bear with me. I'm shuffling, I'm doing things. So I'm pretty sure this map is going to go away. But yeah, everything replenishes. So this guy goes back to 5, has full mana, full, and full. And then I'm going to spend the 1 So we are in town. So we're gonna heal 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I'm a little ahead of myself doing that, but we should be fine. Okay, then replace hex D5 with DOS 504. Oh, hex D5 with DOS 504. Now this is something new. So DOS 504 is this. Right, there we go. All right, so we got a new one of these. And in case you're wondering, because we don't talk about it very often, but hex is the actual main map. And D5 is the Keepwick town. So this is the new Keepwick town. So it has point of interest 5. It just no longer has big 3. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the old one. That's an interesting conundrum. Where do I put the old one? But just to let you know, now you can see the slime on it. How cool is that? So anyways, we got the slime one. Close this location and then keep this as a squill. So we got ourselves our third squill. How many squills am I even supposed to collect? I have no clue. But it's our third one. And I got to determine what am I going to do with this old thing. I'm going to throw it. I'm just going to throw it over here. Boy, resetting this game, if I ever want to play it again, is going to be a nightmare. Which is part of the reason why, as much as I want to play that chip theory game, I am not walking away from this until I'm ready. I'm still enjoying it. Because, yeah, it would be... All right, so this is just a faux card. And yeah, we rested so all the cubes would come back out for all the places that we spent cubes, like the ledger refreshes, stuff like that. Okay. These go away. Faux 32 goes back in the box. He was pretty cool. That was definitely a tough battle. And then armor, Mr. Lurd. Okay, that's done. Done. Wrap it all up. And yeah, we closed the location. So that means all these big maps, the Big Map 3 and Big Map 3B, they're all inactive. They all go to the back. That means that NPC was not worth talking to as well. Okay, so we're at point of interest 5, right? And that's how I use the armor to repair my stuff. That would be done now. So let's get all these out of the way. Put this back into shuffle. So that part is done now. And I have this over here to my left. So this is clear. We took the job for collecting eggs. We'll do that when we get to here. But we're going to go to Keepwick Outskirts because there's a whole map and stuff to do here. And we're going to do that now. All right, so I'm going to zoom this out. And before I even hit record an hour ago, I had all this set up for us. So this is our map. And we have a farmer and a point of interest. So the farmer is right here. And so it's a dwarven farmer. Looks up at you, a clump of grass in his beard, makes a loud chewing noise. You think you should greet him. Sure, I'll greet him. Make a loud moo. So he moos at you. Oh, good old farmer there. All right, so I'm gonna grab, I have 3 characters that need an RP token. I'm gonna grab it for the mage first. All right, so farmer that chews loudly. That's lovely. Okay. I mean, he has a sense of humor. I'm not sure I appreciate having to go through this index system to pull out this card just for that experience. But like, if this was a video game, I'd be laughing. I'm laughing now. What am I kidding? I'm laughing now, but I'm groaning. Okay. The point of interest. Quiet tomato patch. The click of insects as they crawl along the ground. The soft breeze makes the red tomatoes bob up and down on the vine. You smell the rich, nutty scent of dark earth. Sure, I'll do that order. All sorts of insects. You see a trail of ants. You see the ants carrying bits of food and leaves along the path they made. Following those paths, freshly constructed hill. It's quite large. Another RP point. I'm going to give it to the rogue. Must be just about time to harvest these tomatoes. Yeah. So, okay. So we got some ants doing things. Oh, I was supposed to travel along the road. So travel was successful to get here. Okay, I don't think this point of interest does me anything. So I'm going to put it away. All right, 21 is put away. Then we have 2 buildings here. We have small 11, small 12. One is a book-filled room and the normal looking farmhouse. Well, this one has apprehension, so let's go to the book-filled room first. Book-filled room it is. So we got an NPC 32 here and a point of interest 28. So that would look like so. Right, NPC 32. Clendens. I'm quite busy and have much to read before my colleagues arrive. Yeah, we'll do colleagues and then cleric. Fellow researcher Kelsey and Lyria are making their way from Eastgate. They should have arrived by now, but they've been delayed. I don't suppose you'd be willing to find them. Listen, I loathe the idea of exile labor. However, he pulls a squill from his pocket. I have need of finding out where they are, so my research may continue. Could you kindly investigate and bring me news of Kelsey or Lyria? And then there's some flavor text up here I'll let you read. Now, we did finish one of our quests, but I'm going to do the RP thing first. Give that to the... So we have this one. Any news of Kelsey, Khalees, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to draw event 27. So we found one of them. So let's do event 27. If I can find it. Jeez Louise. Finally. The elf sets his book down and gazes at the journal. You found something, I see. Takes the journal and thumbs through it quickly. Where did you find this? You explain the finding, the mysterious icebergs in the grass, the body in the slin. Arydia, who went looking for the blonde attacker. This extraordinary series of events. I'm sorry to learn of the fate of Kelsey. Thank you for discovering this. He hands you a wooden coin. For your troubles, exile, I wish you a speedy journey home. So we got another one. We're rolling them now. We're going to add job 13 to the deck. Key 15, which is, this is trashed. All right, done. I got to get job 13. Which is Family Crest. Travel to Nimbus Peninsula. Look for a token of who served there. We never discovered Nimbus Peninsula yet. Although, Peninsula, I'm guessing that's what that is. So, I'm not going to do that job yet. We still got one that's a lot easier, I think, to accomplish. But we're also not done. Then NPC 32 goes to B. So now I got to put this away in the inactive state. And we got this guy now. Then keep this card as a squill. So I shall do that as well. We got 4 of them now. All right, so now he's updated here. Thank you for your help. I very much appreciate it. I must say a little worried about Arydia. Journal Arydia Uplands. Some time alone. Arydia is a stalwart companion, but I worry if she meets the blonde-haired man, she's no fighter. Things are not well on the other side of the basin. If the reports I've gotten from Rivertown are to be trusted, strange things are afoot. I wouldn't believe it but for the word of my good friend Breck. Breck. Nope, we need Elic, not Breck. Dang it. Talks of seeing the dead walking about in broad daylight. The other side of the basin, I'm assuming, is the new map that I'm predicting we're going to get. Okay, I don't know whether I should keep him out or not. It seems like I am going to come back to him, so I will keep him out for now. He's in this house. I'm never going to remember that. Never going to remember that. All right, trying to get that put away. And then we still have this, which something tells me we're going to have another battle. Oh, and now we got the cow. They must have switched bodies. So maybe not a battle, but the actual farmer is here. And then the other one is the moo. NPC 37. Found it. Okay, get it over with. I'm sure you want to moo or make some joke. Listen, I'm sure you can gather this isn't how I normally look. I was cursed. I see you wear the brass exile's pin, so perhaps you'd be willing to lend me a hoof or a hand. Do I have key 23? Great question. I have key 17, 19, 4, and 9. I do not have key 23, which I'm assuming would solve the curse, which is why it's asking that question. So we'll do curse first, lend a hoof, and then moo jokes. So that's an RP. I gain key 24. Oh, that's not key 23. All right, I gain key 24. So we're going to lend a hand. They built this new anthill, and there's something powerful in there. Tried to remove the anthill, digging it with the shovel. Just before I was cursed, I saw something glowing like an amulet. All right, well, that's an interesting conundrum. So let's get key 23. Jagged medallion. It has a strange symbol etched in the middle. When you hold it, you notice you can't... What? Can sense any water that happens to be nearby. You feel like you can channel the energy in the water if you really focus. Get item DOS23. Rule for the item on the back of this card. Keep this item in party inventory until you find a card with the exact text, shape of a jagged circle. Then draw event 38. It's starting to get a little overwhelming, all the cards that I have. I got all these locations and cards. I have all these cards, and there's even more underneath this. It's getting a little bit much. But, okay. DOS 23. Okay, so what is it? It is a... Looks like it has a range on it, a bow. It's got a range of 4. Looks like it... Yeah, what does it do? This is a pathless item. Healing Waters action. Only if you have line of sight to water, ice, or snow on the map artwork. Costs 1 mana. Any exile will heal 1. The water, ice, or snow in the map artwork does not need to be in range 4 of you, only a clear line of sight. If you're not sure, err on the side. Whenever this item is not equipped, it is considered to be in your inventory. It does not take up inventory space. Shape of a jagged circle. All right. Where do I equip this? I mean, the little bow thing tells me it goes... Looks like it goes on your belt. The problem is I'm completely fill up. And only being able to heal 1 whenever somebody who's in water range of you is probably not that impressive. All right, so I'm gonna just put it in my inventory and carry it around for a while. So like right now, the mage, is that considered an action? Or is it free? See, it's a whole action to heal somebody 1 health. That's not that good, to be honest. I forgot to do this. So right now, he has a focus that can let you get a plus to your die roll, but he has to be next to you. That's the reason why we don't use it as often. We got health potions, more health potions, a ledger, which gives us mana, this is a kunai for throwing, so we could possibly get rid of that. Health potion. Stamina, basically. Stamina. So 2 pieces of stamina. You know, what do I replace with? If there's anything in here that I would replace it with, I would argue maybe the kunai, although we have used that, or the thing that gives you a +1 to your die roll, which we've used. And it uses an action. I'd rather attack. And it's just 1 health. Like if it healed 4 health, that would be a different story. It does heal somebody in a range 4. Okay. So okay, so I left that NPC out because I know I have to come back, fulfill a quest there. Where is the anthill though? That's the thing that I'm missing here. Was it the point of interest 21? So like he's cursed, right? Take this to the garden and wave it about. It should take you to the ants. Go and see if you can get the source of power. So key 24. So the garden is point of interest 21, which I did put away. I knew I was going to get punished for doing that someday. So like I don't see... So I go to the garden, I wave it around. What am I missing? There's nothing on here. It says event anything. Oh, it does say if you have key 23, draw event 31. There it is. Okay. I was getting a little flustered here. I was like, I didn't remember this thing. Okay. Done and done. So if we have key 23, we need to draw event 31. Okay, I was supposed to gain key 24. Dang it! Key 23 is the thing I'm looking for. So this jagged medallion thing is what I'm looking for. Okay, my apologies. Oh, I'm sure somebody already wrote in the comments, you got it all wrong. Okay, key 24. Okay, so this jagged medallion goes here, and I don't need to worry about how it's a piece of crap yet. And this is the event that gets drawn, which I'm not supposed to see yet. All right. A large ant antenna. The cow said to use this in the tomato patch. Until you find a card with the exact set, quiet tomato patch, which is the point of interest thing. We've already done that. So we draw event 29. All that just to draw that card. You begin to feel falling sensation as the world around you grows to enormous size. You gaze around as tomatoes the size of wagons and vines big as trees. Draw smell 13, smell, and place party on it. Then index this card. Giant garden. Giant shovel sits abandoned. You hear scuttling noises from the north and can make out a large clearing to the south. Note the staircase back to Big 6 on the other side. If you want to leave, you can. You can return here later by using key 24. Draw again. So I'm literally drawing this to just draw another one. Come on. There's big 4, medium 13. Come on. All right, so medium 13 is up there. So this is big 4. So there's a point of interest 17 and there's an NPC 4. All right, let's talk to NPC 4. Something tells me like I was supposed to come here a long time ago. Blind ant. Mucus dripping from its mandibles. Its eyes, however, look clouded over. The ant is guarding the entrance to the tunnel. You could try to pass, or maybe it's better to just leave. Oh, I'll try to pass. Do you have key 25? Comes in rage and shoots mucus at you. Put threat 35 in the threat deck. So I need key 25. And I get a threat card, which I don't need or want. Yay, team. Yeah, that's not fun. Stinging slime. All right. Point of interest 17. Loud rhythmic thumping noise just here. The walls of the stone well rise here. So we'll do it in that order. It's the dripping of huge drops of water. Enormous wooden structure. It's just a bucket for the well. Right from the south, carrying seed pods in their mandibles. You see the guard places antenna on the pods and he lets the ants pass. So there you go. There's the thing telling you need seed pods. We should have done the point of interest first. Key takeaway here. Okay, this is all nothing burger, so it looks like we got to go the other way first. When you draw this, you also draw and place big 4 if you haven't already. Then draw event 309. Well, I didn't know that. So this is going to look like, actually, so technically I wasn't supposed to talk to this ant. At least not yet. Because I was supposed to do all this stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry, folks. Okay, so we have the big map. Then technically it looks like this. So this is in the middle, and then this, move all the cubes aside, is there. And our party, of course, is around the stairs. Like this. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. And I needed to draw an event. 309. This is a really elaborate thing. As soon as the ants see you, the biggest one begins scuttling away. It appears to be fleeing towards the ant hill. You have a bad feeling about what will happen if it reaches its goal. Place an event token on the grid card of foe 35. Oh, what's an event token? I've never used those. You know what? I think I did use those at one point in time. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. I found them. They're here. They were hiding. So that goes there. When activated, spend threat normally, but Skitter ignores the AI card and instead targets NPC 4 and tries to move towards it. That's the ant, the blind ant. It moves 6 spaces. If Skitter moves on NPC 4, flip this card and go to failure. If you defeat Skitter before it moves on NPC 4, flip this card and go to success. Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to put this over here out of the action. And then I'm going to put this there. Move these cubes over. Put this here. We got all these NPCs here, which I'm going to just set aside to there. And yeah, I got to get out all these faux 35s. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, faux 35. This looks like it's going to be a good time for all. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 5 cards. Makes sense. Since there's 4 of them, need to find the figures. I am not figuring out where these figures are. Yeah, figure 35. Okay, I just looked at Fig Box 2. It's definitely not there. Oh, I found it. I swear, I looked at that box and did not see it, and it's right there. It's like asking your wife for where the where something is on the shelf. It's right in front of you. All right. Need to get these tokens. Okay, first things first. Soldier Ant. Looks like this, it's a level 2. So yeah, maybe we were supposed to encounter this a while ago. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 hit points. So not an awful lot. But to hit the crit, you have to hit this and then go off to the side. So that's interesting. So obviously, there's 4 of them. And yeah, I should flip them over here. So we got the pink one is the highest numbered one. So if I want to pickpocket, right? So let me get these situated here. So we're going to do it this way. Then the actual card, you can see they do Incise, which is just a regular attack. Mandible. They're going to attack maybe all 3. Then, of course, the Mandible +2 looks dangerous. And then they get +2. And we're going to get 1 experience point. I'm at 8. I need 10. I am so close. But anyways, we will put this down. Maybe I'll get another experience point when I rescue the guy. I would hope. All right, so we do that. Now, I got to figure out where does everybody go. And there was a card that, oh, it's on the card. So this Skitter dude is the blue one. So I'm going to put that underneath him, I guess. Then we have a green one. It goes there. The pink one goes there. And the brown one there. So if I want to pickpocket, it's got to be this one. Always thinking about the money. All right. That's simple enough. They're all mobs, so none of them are bosses. It's just that one in particular is a problem child. And yeah, as they say, fight. So Rogue is going first, as always. And what's interesting is the blue one, since it's trying to go to NPC 4, it's ignoring us. Mr. Skitter here, he ignores the normal AI card, spend threat normally, but he ignores the AI card and instead targets MP4 and just moves 6 towards it. There's no FAQ. So my first question is, can we block it from going through? If I had people 4 wide, right? I'm assuming yes. Then we have the dashed black line, which I think that just means that it's obscure, so I can't shoot arrows through the dashed black line, but I can do melee and everything else. What else do I need? Yeah, so we're going to start with the rogue, which means we got to draw a card. So I'm going to move this up a little bit because I need room for a discard. And here we go. We draw the resolve right away. I'm going to discard that. So the mobs do activate, which is unfortunate. So starting with number 1, which is the green one. There is no threat. So they're going to do a move 6 and incise whoever has the most health, which is the cleric. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and attack. And the incise uses gray. So he's going to hit the right side. And the cleric has armor, of course. The incise only does 1 damage, so the armor absorbs that easy peasy. But we're not done. We got to go to brown now. 1, 2, and these are double lines. That's double lines too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough. Then we go to blue, which this one ignores us. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the pink one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only one he can get to, I mean, he could technically get to here, but he's going to get there and attack the rogue. So let's do that. It's going to hit him where it counts, and the rogue, of course, has armor and blocks it. Okay, now the rogue gets to go. So we're going to go silent and stealthy. This is the one that has the pickpocket, and I can't get to him. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and just stand over here. Am I? No. I got to go here and stand there. Then I'm going to drop traps behind, like so. All right, so the blue one, Mr. Skidder, by the way, has armor. So I could backstab him. Remember, the backstab does potentially 3 damage, but I won't be able to do that much to him. Or I can backstab the pink one just to get rid of one. The backstab isn't good across the board. So one thing this is teaching me that I may have been doing wrong is I always thought that the crit required it to be, you had to hit both sides, both circles. So I had to hit this circle and that circle in order for the crit to count. See, look at this. This crit is all alone. So as long as I hit this and go up, then I hit that too. And you can see it here. If I hit this and then I go diagonal that way, it's going to, well, actually, if I hit this and go diagonal that way, I mean, that actually has 2 circles, but it's teaching me that I've been doing this, I've been actually harder on myself than I should be. So you can crit a little bit easier. Yeah, I will. Am I backstabbing? I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll backstab Mr. Skidder here. What was I thinking about? Well, I was thinking I wanted to stay hidden. So I only rolled a 5, which is horrible. But the backstab gives me a plus 20. And never mind, I totally nailed this thing. So it comes down from the top. And so I can remove an armor, like so, and then place a damage, and that's it. If it was going left or right, I would have done a lot more damage, but the backstab, oh, and the backstab pierces the armor, so I actually got both of them. That's why I wanted to do it. I get through the armor, at least one of them. Okay, so turns over. I laid traps, I did that, and now it's going to be the mage's turn. And so we give them 3 threat, but nothing happens. Okay, so the mage is going to do a move and go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to lightning bolt these 2. So it's the pink one and the green one, and I'm going to do my usual fare where I'm only going to spend 1 mana. spend the cube and flip over the ledger token. All right, so pink and green we're gonna do for 2 hits and then 2 hits again. So the green one first. So I can hit, for example, I got come across the top and hit that one, coming this way. And then this crit causes that one and that one. And then the next crit will kill it, or the next hit will kill it. So that ant was easy peasy. We already got 1 dead. And then the other one I'm attacking twice. That's the pink one, which is this one here. And that one's a little more challenging because I'm coming across the side. So I would be doing first hit and then just second hit along the top. So that one has 1 health left. Okay, turn over, I killed 1. All right, now we gotta go for the cleric. And they're gonna get 4. Which, boom, 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 they're all getting a power. I'll just put it on this card over here. So they just gained a power token and they're all activating. They're gonna spend 3 of those points. And they're gonna do a 5 move and a mandible +2. All right, so if we're doing it in order, brown is next. And they're going after whoever's the furthest away, which is the ranger. So this one would go 1, 2. It's not gonna go for the ranger because it thinks that this person's here. So, well, actually it would go for the ranger. It would go 1, 2, and then try to reveal, and it can't. So then this goes away. Then it would do 3 and stop here, which makes this trap go off. All right, so we're gonna roll for the trap. It's a charisma roll of only a 2. I add 4 to it, I get to a 6. It just means we attack from the bottom, and it's the brown one, which is this guy. So I'm gonna attack from the bottom and hit this one right here. Okay, so I was gonna attack. We got the left side. The ranger has no armor there, and it's a mandible +2. The mandible is normally a 1, and I think the mandible actually hits 3 people. I think it does hit 3 people. So, unfortunately, yeah, so what it would have done is hit these 2, right? Because these 2 were, oh no, we had it set up perfectly. So the mandible only hits 1. Anyways, the mandible normally does 1. We add 2 because of the thing, and then we add 1 more because of the power token. So it's 4 damage to the ranger, who only has 5 health. So the ranger is almost dead, down to 1. Then we get to, so that's the brown one. Then we get to the blue one, which is just going to try to run Brave Sir Robin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. Triggers the next trap. Roll for charisma. We got a 19, almost got a perfect 20. So we get to 20, and so the trap comes up from the bottom and then does diagonal this way and diagonal that way. So that's this one. So if we have the trap come up from the bottom like this, it goes diagonal that way, we hit the armor and the armor is gone. Diagonal other way doesn't do anything. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the pink one. It's trying to hit somebody who's the furthest away. That would be the ranger again. So 1, 2, 3. And the mandible is going to kill it probably. Nope, it hits the armor. so that helps. The armor absorbs 2, but it still does 4 damage. Yeah, Ranger is down. All right, Cleric's turn. Cleric is going to... do a free action, Stratagem. So Stratagem gives 1 combo point. It will heal somebody within 3 spaces, 1 health. So we will do that. So he's back to 1. And then I'm going to move a creature 2 spaces. So I'm going to move this creature 1, 2. To there. The Ranger's in my way. I don't like that. So I'm going to move it a different way. I'm going to move it 1 space forward to here, and you'll see why in a second. So there's a space in between those 2 ants. So I guess he's here. So I gotta move the camera down, right? So there's a space right here between the 2 ants. And here's why, because that stratagem was a free action to get the Ranger to stand back up. And then I'm going to pay a stamina to do form up. And exile moves 3. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to do a regular move. So we're going to gain another combo point. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, I don't think I have to. These are 2 squares, aren't they? Yeah, so this one's up 1 more, like that. There we go. I have to spend a stamina to move more than 3 spaces. That's the key thing. Because he was here, 1, 2, oh no, 3 spaces is enough. He didn't need to move more than 3. Yes, he did, because of this. Never mind, I'm going back to 5. So, yes, final decision. We're spending the stamina to go to 5 spaces. All right, so I'm going between them, and then I'm going to pummel twice. And pummel costs 2 of these, and it does 1 damage to everybody around. Now I understand why the arrows matter. Because if I'm coming in from the right, I could possibly hit a... So there's coming in from this way, there's diagonal that way, and then there's just precision. So I'm hitting the pink one, which is this one, and it only has 1 health left, so pink one's dead. And then I'm also hitting Mr. Skitter here, and it's really, I'm just hitting it twice. So it doesn't matter. I don't have any, he doesn't have any crits. So it's like that. And in fact, I should only do pummel once because I killed this after 1 hit. So this hit has not happened yet. So now I got a situation where I can use my staff, right? I can come down and go over. So of the 3 spots, I'm going to hit the soft spot, make this go up by 1, and if I can come down and go over, I can kill it. That's the plan. All right, let's go. I rolled a 6 with the strength is 4, so I get to 10. I just need to get to 12. So yeah, I'll spend an RP point to get to 13, and boom. Technically, I don't have to do an RP point. I can do my skill. So let's do the skill. The 13 gives me 2. So therefore, I didn't have to spend the RP point. All right, so I go down and then over. And that's exactly what this is, down and over. So Mr. Skittles is dead. Skittered the Skittles. And that's his 2 turns. And I'm not going to be using these traps anymore, so let me... All right, so we got 1 guy left. He does have a lot of health points. And it is the Ranger's turn, who could get knocked down here. the mob does activate. He is going to spend 1, 2, 3 to go. And that is the mandible again, but the person furthest away, which is him. So he's going to go up 1 and 1, like that. Attack. It's the left armor, which is only a 1. So it's going to do 3 plus the power is 4 minus 1. It does 3 damage. So he's down to 4 health. And then, yeah, it's murder, death, kill time. So we're going to just go ahead and move 2, 3 away. Gives another combo point. And I just need to hit it in 3 spots. So I will use a mark on it. So that way I don't have to worry too much. The arrow is coming from the top. Actually, I don't even know if I have to worry. This is a 6 plus 4 is 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it here first, like that. And then that, of course, gives it another threat. And I'm going to attack again. As long as I can get a 12, which I did, I'm going to hit it here and here, and then this is dead. You could clearly tell these are level 2 because these were super easy to kill. And I remember reading on Facebook, somebody said these are really tough. I knew there were ants in the game. I was like, man, I never encountered ants yet. And it's actually a viewer, RT. So I know he talked about the ants, and somebody had posted a picture with the ants. You know, it was a really nice picture showing all the painted miniatures. And I was like, man, I didn't think RT was ahead of me. And then on top of it, because like he kept telling me that I'm at spots he doesn't want to watch because he doesn't want to get spoiled. And then I'm thinking, man, how did he come across these ants already? And here's your answer. So apparently I was supposed to find this town a while ago. Okay, so we win. All the ants are killed. Getting these things to pop off is sometimes not as easy as it looks. There we go. I don't want to break this. You don't want to hold the miniature, right? But if there's nothing to hold on to, and a thing won't pop off. Yeah, see, look, I just broke that. That's not good. Yep, I just did exactly what I was worried about. If I push from the bottom, there we go. That's a little helpful. Push from the bottom, folks. So put your thumb here, and then there you go. That works. I was making it look harder than it was. All right, the ants are dead. We have a lot of stuff to do here. Let's get these out of the way. And we're not done yet. We got to go talk to this ant and go past some thing. So we defeated them, which we do resolve this. So we gain an experience point. So we're up to 9. One of the things I don't understand design decision-wise is if everybody gets equal amount of experience points, why do I have to track it in all 4 places? If they all get an equal amount, they're always going to have the same. I mean, maybe there's a scenario where that's not true, but I just don't know what that is. Okay. Success. If you defeat him before it moves on to NPC 4, flip this over. And we're going to do the success. You strike down the ant before it can reach its objective. Sure that you staved off something terrible. The other ants seem to lose heart at the sight of your strength. Set threat to 0, and then index this card. All right, so that's indexed. I may end up having to... Oh, we got to roll a die. See if we get some money. Got a 14 which is $2. I shall take it. I don't know where those ants are carrying that money, but I'll take it. All right, and then one small clarification. I only moved up one. That was supposed to move up two when you did these, but I didn't do this very often, so it's not going to change anything. But I did play that wrong. And then I'm just going to set all these aside because faux 35 is done faux show. Okay, so now we go to the ant, which I left out because I knew we would come back to this. And so we're going to try to pass again. And ant touches the seed spot and stands aside. Draw and place SML 14, then index this card. So ant is done. We have an ant invasion in our home. Expired. Expired. Okay, entrance to, oh, we're going to be fighting a queen ant. Jeez Louise. Maybe the hard battle is coming. As you approach the anthill, you mark how well crafted and clean it is. You wouldn't mind living here if you were an ant. This is it. You're really going into their lair. You try and psych yourself up for what lies ahead. Each exile, roll and gain stats based on the check. So with your endurance, you can get a 111 or a 222. So oh, you're getting another 1-1. Oh, this is an or, an and. Okay. All right, well, let's start with the ranger. Well, actually, we can, since we have 4 different color dice, we can just roll them all. And look at that, 2 critical failures. That was a 13. This is a 19. So the rogue gets nothing, and it's going to like it. The mage gets nothing, and it's going to like it. He's the one that really needed something, and it's an endurance check, so he gets to add 4. So he got a 17. So the endurance is a 111. He's down to 1 health. So that would make it 2. Now I'm going to spend an RP point, so I go up 2 health, so he's up to 3. Yeah, it was that important. And then, of course, the cleric needs a health. I rolled a 19. And he has an endurance of 1, so he actually got a 20, so he gets a 222 as well. So he's up to 6 health out of 7 and recovers his stamina all the way. And he didn't actually spend any mana, so he's good there. He's going to spend mana before all this to get that stratagem back, because it costs a mana to put a cube back there. So he would have done that before he did this test. And the rules say you could do everything in any order you like. All right, so that's done. And then we flip this over, and now we got to go to small 15, which I'm going to just start putting stuff away. All right, here we go. Roots stick out, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, come on. Big 7. It makes me want to quit. Okay, I'm getting out big 7 now, which means I'm putting this away. And this way. Okay, so at the start of combat, +3. So this might be the tough battle everybody was referring to. It might be. So yeah, it's 35 again, and then 38. So we're gonna have a queen here. Yep, this is the tough battle. I even put all these away thinking I was done. What kind of fool was I to do that? Okay, I got everything out. Here's what the battlefield looks like with our queen spider. Oh, I do have to get the faux card for that one. So what number? That's faux 38. All right, so we have our regular spiders. We've seen those before. The only difference is Mr. Blue here still has the 2 armor though. Gonna be a little tougher than all the other ones. And then of course we have the Enchantress. Instead of just saying the Queen Spider, that's fine. And then she has armor as well. So yeah, definitely gonna be a little tougher, I guess. And she has a spire, which looks like she hits everything around her. Target exile in range 4. Exile is adjacent to target 1. Ooh, that's going to require some FAQ. All targets damaged take an additional 1. Okay. What is flee 3? Okay, so all exiles adjacent to the target take 1 damage, and 1 exile 4 spaces away will take 2. That's what that means. And if it's targeting an exile that's next to it, it would take 3. Okay, and then 3 whatchamacallits is at the start of the combat. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get going. We're more or less full health. I did pay a mana to replenish my stratagem, which I can do between battles. I could, before this battle start, use like a kit or a potion to get the ranger up to full health, because the ranger's still 2 health short. I think for now I'm okay. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to end the video here, though. So we'll have to do this on the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.